All right. Let's bring that down here. There we go. There's no one in the room yet, but like my tablet still has 43%.
Damn,
Yeah.
I felt a battery.
No kidding.
For 16 days.
Yep. Hey guys, yeah, I just launched the live. It will be screen recorded and it will be on my YouTube channel if you so wish to listen to this while trying to fall asleep or something. Thank you, Kim Denise. I appreciate that. Thank you for the likes. But yeah, guys, welcome to the live. And it's just as it says right here. If you have a ghost story you'd like to share, a paranormal story that means UFOs, cryptids, spirits, all that stuff, it's all welcome here. So, but yeah, if you guys have a story, click the guest button down below. I would love to have you on. And what else? If you'd like to hear one of my stories, just sound off in the comment section. Do not type out your stories. Do not type them out. Thank you. Thank you for the likes. Patty Ray, thank you. Hey Desiree, good to see you. Good to see you. Hop on right now. There's nobody in the queue. So, and we are officially, for sure, 100% in spooky season. So, yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, sound off in the comment section. Would you guys like to hear one of my stories just to kick this off, or do one of y'all want to jump on? Hey, Neckets. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Okay, so I used to be in the U.S. Navy. For sure, Desiree. Go and request up, and I'll keep you in the waiting room for a little bit. But yeah. Anyway, I used to be in the U.S. Navy, and I was stationed out in Japan, and I was on board the USS Bonhomme Richard LHD-6. This was between 2013 to early 2016 here. It was during my rotation to help the cooks out. So every job on board a vessel has to help the cooks out at some point. Usually it's very lower ranking that has to do that. So it's between like ranks of E4 and below. Anything above E4, they're not gonna send them to cooks because it's more manual labor. So it was my turn in that rotation, and I got lucky enough to be picked to serve in the officer ward. It's good because there's only so many officers compared to how many enlisted on board, which is a small number, you know? So okay, Lisa Ann. So anyway, it's during that time of the year where there's not that many people on board. It's more like a skeleton crew, making sure the ship is operational and running, and everyone else is visiting their families. So it's my duty day, and there's only one other person. Hey, Roz, everything's good. There's only one other person that's maintaining everything in the halls the previous duty day. So it's my duty day. I come in, and I relieve him, and he gives me the master key card to all officer rooms on the ship. And he goes, "There ain't no one here but you, man. Have fun." Thank you, Bonita. I appreciate the lightning bolt. So it's still early in the morning. Bonita, thank you so much. Still early in the morning, and I'm tired, and there's no one supervising me. Oh, I appreciate that, Bonita. There's no one supervising me, so I'm the one in charge. I go into the Marine Executive Officer's bedroom, and I am laying down in the most comfiest bed I've ever seen. So, let me pause right here. If you guys have a story you want to tell, don't type it out. I'm not going to read it because I get way more notifications on my end. That's just how it is. So if you want to tell a story, click the guest button down below and guest up. There's nobody in the queue, so right now is a perfect time to jump on. Anyway, back to the story. Bonita, thank you. It won't let you be a guest? Hold on. Pause real quick, guys. That's weird. That's weird. I'll invite you to do it. There's no guest button? That's weird. I'm clicking on the guest button on my end. There's already someone in the waiting room. Try getting out and getting back in. But anyway, so back to the story. Yeah, anyone that's trying to like be a guest, try exiting out and coming right back. So anyway, back to the story. There's no Marines on board. There's no Marine officers on board. This is just basically a vacant hotel room. So I'm like, all right, whatever, I'm just gonna lay here. I'm relaxing, whatever. So once again, I'm the only one in that area. I'm the only one that should be in the officer country area on the ship. So as I'm relaxing, I start hearing what sounds like chatter in the hallways. And it sounds like two people going over plans. And I'm thinking, why? There should be nobody here. Okay. So I figured just put my gear back on and just go up to them and be like, hey, you guys can't be here, I do a couple of rounds around the hallways, and there is nobody there. That talking just ceased. So I'm thinking, okay, they probably left. So hold on real quick, guys. Yeah, I'm thinking that, no one, they just left. Okay. So I go back to the bedroom and I'm laying down again. I start hearing that chatter again, but now it sounds like it's closer. It sounds like it's coming from the room right next door to me. And that is the Marine commanding officer's bedroom. So just for reference, guys. Commanding officer, person that's appointed in the military, that's appointed below the president. If I'm caught, my career's over. So I'm like, okay, this is, okay. All right, well, guess I gotta tell him to go. Pause right here real quick. Moi, I see you in the guest box. Let me finish the story and I'll get right back to you. Put my gear on. and I go to the Marine commanding officer's bedroom. Put the card key in, and I open the door. It's pitch black. There's nobody there. Lane, good to see you again. Thank you for the share. There's nobody there. Empty, dark room. All right. Tripping somehow. So I go back to the bedroom, and I lay down, and hey Jenny, and I'm thinking, you know what? It's probably coming from the vents, and it's probably coming from below decks, and I'm just hearing the sound travel through there. That makes sense. A few moments later, I start hearing. Let me pause right here. I'm not psychic. I'm not a medium. Thank you, Lane. I'm not medium. I don't see or hear anything. I'm not a clairvoyant. I'm not a clairaudient. It's not part of my gift list. Clear as day, I hear this voice on the right side of my ear. And it says these words. 2 little girls. How many of you have seen The Grudge or The Ring? Mm-hmm. At the foot of the bed, there were 2 twin girls resembling Samara from The Ring. Not exactly trained to handle something like this, right? They both had messy, unkept, unalived hair in front of their faces. Couldn't see their faces. They both had cracked, blue, grayish skin. And they were both wearing maroon-colored dresses. The next moment, I blink, and they're chest level to me. At the same time, they both start choking me. I'm beyond freaked out. Never seen anything like this in my life. I barely muster up enough energy just to yell out, "Leave me alone." The next moment, they were gone. I'm sweating bullets, and I'm telling myself it was just a nightmare. It's just a nightmare. I put my head back down, and not even a second later, that same voice from earlier said my name. I put my gear back on, and I immediately left. That was one of the most intense moments of my life in the U.S. Navy. So, yeah, that's what happened to me. And for the record, I was Christian at the time. So, yeah. But that's my story, guys. Yeah. Once again, I have many theories on why 2 ghost girls were there. One of my one of them is that a lot of people higher ranking and that are officers, they get away with a lot of stuff. If it can be swept under the ground, under the floor, and no one can notice, they'll do that. And officers take care of themselves. That's why the enlisted never liked officers. Not sure they were related to the ones in the legend. I've seen some shadow people too. My only shadow person experience was they protected me. All right. Let's see. Desiree just sent you an invite. It's a good question though. It's a really good question. But yeah, no, there's an infinite amount of possibilities of why something is in a home, why a spirit is in a home. That's so weird, Scorpio Star. That's weird. I'm gonna try. It says invited. Cancel invitation. Couldn't cancel invitation. Okay, that is so weird. Okay. Guests. Okay, sent another invitation. Also check if you need to update the app too. So, thank you for the follow, Nekit. Our home was in the woods, kind of. It doesn't have to be in the woods. It could be a home in the city. It could be in the woods. It could be anywhere. Whatever energy is in that home is in that home. So for sure, Scorpio Star. But yeah, no, like there's no rules on the other side. Whatever those it's like how we respect people in our own living world. Things on the other side respect selected individuals that they respect, you know? Yeah, exactly, Neki. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's not just one. It's not always one size does not fit all with every paranormal case. It's a whole universe out there, and let me tell you just straight right now, it's way more than just angels and demons and ghosts, all right? It's way more than that. If you think it's just that, then oh boy. For sure, Nekit, are you a if you don't mind me asking, are you a medium? Let's see real quick. All right. For sure, yeah. What I do know. Now I'm invested in this conversation. Once again, guys, this will all be on YouTube. So if you need something to fall asleep to, this will be on YouTube. Or something to pass the day. My time in Germany was amazing. It was amazing. Still, my favorite place in Europe is the UK. 100%. That place is a kingdom. Germany was great too. I proposed to my girlfriend there. She said yes. I proposed to her in a cathedral, and a Gothic cathedral. It was amazing. The most Gothic thing one can do. It's just that when it comes to the paranormal, it's not just one reality. But exactly. Yep. Exactly, Nekit. You get it. Why not including me? I'm low-key changed my... For sure, Ma. That's fine. I will get rid of it. No issue. No problem at all. No problem at all. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord Busak. Thank you, Lena. Yeah, no, the United Kingdom's amazing. Yeah. No, it legit. I tell people it's like being in a Zelda game, but modern day. People are so nice there. The air's fresh. Thank you, Mia. The air's fresh there. Culture is very much alive there. God, they're so proud of their culture. It's beautiful to watch, really. Thank you, Pinky. It's real. But yeah, no, the UK is amazing. But yeah, we went to Prague, we went to Germany, and we spent 2.5 weeks over there. And we just got back home yesterday, so I haven't shaved yet or anything. So, but yeah, no, it was amazing. Cathedrals by far were, in my opinion, the highlight. We went to the last 2 days. We went to basically a Gothic version of Aftershock. which was so much better, in my opinion. For both of us, it was around, in our money, $130 for the whole weekend. And there's 2 stages, unlike the many that Aftershock has. They actually cut off the amount of people going when it's capped. They don't oversell, and that's where Aftershock fails, in my opinion. And there's so many vendors there. There's like, and big time vendors selling like designer goth gear, and it's amazing. Some of the stuff I had, I'm like, this is amazing. So anyway, I also believe to a degree that the paranormal and the Mandela effect are connected. This is just my philosophy. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt or change the subject. No, you're so good, Nickett. You're so good. No, I like the way you think, dude. It's not just one way, and you understand that. Basically, whatever reality we end up in after this one is where we end up in. In my opinion, that's the reality we belong in. So, whichever one your spirit belonged to. So sorry, Scorpio Star. I'm trying to help. Sent another invite. But yeah. Also, another thing, guys, to everyone that's new here, I do ghost story narrations. So if you have a story you'd like me to narrate, just DM it to me, and I make a whole TikTok video on it. So if you want to see what it's like, check out my pin videos, all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I believe Ozzy's back with his ancestors. Probably is. He probably is. Or he's his passing was hard for me. Of all celebrity passings, it was the hardest on me that I've experienced in my lifetime. For sure, Desiree. But yeah, no, his was the hardest for me. I think whatever he's doing right now is, yeah, no, me too. I think whatever he's doing right now is what he's doing right now. Whether he wants to be in, oh, you just went through. Scorpio Star, welcome. Come on, for Frodo, come on, you can do it. You can do it. There we go, you're in. Hey.
I broke my phone, so I'm on my grandmother's phone, so I don't know what the heck.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a week. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can hear you perfectly.
How you doing?
I'm glad to be home, to be honest. I love Europe. I do. So far, like I said, the UK has been my favorite we visited, but I'm just glad to be back home, despite me not liking the US. But yeah, trust me.
So,
let me just get this off my chest real quick, because oh my
sure.
god, going through customs back as an American citizen coming back, I've never felt so on edge. Like security was beyond tight, tighter than it needed to be. I felt like I was gonna get jumped by security. Yeah.
Damn.
And not just that, when we were going through, like, to make sure we get checked and everything, checking our bags and all that stuff, the line was astronomically long. Some people missed their flights because it was long.
Oh no, that's messed up.
Yeah, that's because of, not to get political, but little certain individual voted by happy church people that's in office right now. So, but no, that's just not so happy American veteran voicing his opinion. So, anyway, that being said, that being vented, it's all you. I miss you. I'm glad.
I miss you too.
Yes.
So, it's about my cats.
Okay.
So, I had a dream about Cupcake a week ago, and I could smell the she smelled like strawberries, and she had pink like on her or whatever. And then I woke up, and then I had a Facebook post, and I showed it to you. It said more glitter, less bitter.
Yeah.
And the cat, it was a black cat, and she had pink on her, like pink sparkles. So then on Friday, my midnight passed away. And this is where it gets crazy. So the next night, I fell asleep. In the morning, I woke up. I felt him on the bed with me, and he was kissing me. And he had like this beautiful smell to him, and I could smell him. And he was like just telling me, "Mommy, it's okay." And then I woke up, like, and I went on Facebook, and it showed a picture of Cupcake because she had passed 2 years prior, and it showed up 2 days later. And I was like, oh my God, it's a memory from 2 years ago. And that popped up on Sunday when he passed on Friday. And I was like, oh my God, they're together. Like, it was just so beautiful. And I've been seeing him around the house, like feeling his presence really strongly. Like, yeah, I just wanted to share that. Like, so if anybody has the animal on the other side, they are with you. You know, I don't think they're not. I do communicate with animals as well. And I am kind of devastated. I miss my little babies, but, you know, life goes on. And I'm thinking of getting another one, but I'm on the fence about it. I don't know. Because every cat I ever had found me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and now I got to go through, like, an adoption process. But I don't know.
No,
Part of me wants another one, but a part of me is like, no.
No, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Our
But he was
cat.
definitely around me. It was beautiful, like seeing him around me. I'm like, my baby. But the day he passed away, like we were getting ready to take him to the vet, but he went outside and I told him goodbye because I knew what he was going to do.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to take him to the vet, and by the time we got there, when he was ready to transition, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my story. I just wanted to share. I don't want to get anybody sad. I just wanted to tell you what I saw with my midnight.
For sure. Everyone follow Scorpio Star. She's a medium and she is amazing.
Oh, so are you. Thank you.
Follow
And
her,
yes,
follow
thank you guys.
Alright.
And yeah, that's all my stories for now. My dad would like, not now, but he wants to come back on. He was nervous, but he said he has 2 stories for you, but he was nervous. Like, I don't know. He's weird.
Yeah.
I told him I could tell him for him,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
whatever.
That's fine. Yeah, like if it's too much for him, that's okay. You know, that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
his
want him to feel
anxiety.
comfortable. Yeah. So we're only human and we all experience some sort of anxiety, and anxiety effing sucks.
Yes, it does. All right, well, thank you. I'm going to go let somebody else come on and I'll catch up with you. Thank you for letting me be here.
Of course. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Oh boy. Oops. There we go. Hold on real quick. There we go. Yeah. Well, guys, once again, if you have a story you'd like to share, an experience you'd like to share regarding the paranormal, something you can explain, click the guest button down below. Would love to have you. It'll say guests down below. If you have any questions for me, ask away. If you guys want to hear another story of mine, just sound off in the comment section. Also, if you like what you see, hit that follow button and hit that like, smash that screen, tap the screen. Don't smash the screen, please. Don't get a phone. Don't get a new phone. Don't get a replaced. Goddamn, I'm sorry. I guess I'm still tired. Oh my goodness. But yeah, okay, another story then. So, what was the best thing you ate on vacation? This is gonna sound funny, but being over there in for sure. I fell in love with Turkish food. There's a lot of Turkish restaurants in Germany. And it's funny because over here in California, there's Mexican restaurants in every corner. Yeah, yes, Lord Busak, yeah. Um, over like in yeah, in Germany, there's Turkish food everywhere, and I fell in love with it. So um, I have to be. I'm a pescatarian, so basically my diet it's anything vegetarian, vegan, or with fish. Um, I generally cannot eat meat because of such my genetics did not bless me with a good stomach. So, but mostly what they serve in Central Europe is meat. So I had to adapt. Yep, Mediterranean, exactly. I had to adapt and choose only lean meat over there. And I had vegan here and there whenever I can, but yeah, no, I had to only eat lean meat over there and so on. But because of that, Turkish food I went to, and it was funny because the day I proposed to my girlfriend, to celebrate, we went to a Turkish restaurant. I told her like, no, let's celebrate. I'm gonna have some meat today. I do love meat, I do, but um, I can only have it once in a blue moon. So, but yeah, no, there's Turkish restaurants everywhere, and it's amazing. So, the highlight of that trip really was obviously the proposal, and my opinion, seeing the cathedrals. Um, I'm not, like I said, I'm not even Christian at all. I'm very, very pagan. But those cathedrals are beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So yeah. um, something, I guess the best way I could compare it to is something straight out of The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The inside of those cathedrals, they all generally look the same, but are similar in a way. But yeah, no, they're beautiful. They're beautiful, 100%. So, but yeah, no, those were the highlights of my trip. Aside from Gothic Aftershock, which is called Mara Luna over there. We didn't meet any Americans over there. It was just my fiance now. She and I we're the only Americans there. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Anyway, once again, if any of you have a story you'd like to tell, click the guest button down below. Would love to have you on. Also, if you have a story you'd like me to narrate, DM it to me and I will make a whole TikTok video about it. I do upload them to YouTube as well as Instagram. I'll ask you to be a collaborator on Instagram. And yeah. So, yeah. Oh yeah, my story. Jeez, ADHD. Jeez. So, once again, I was in Japan. I was stationed out there, and this one took place in my apartment. This was the first time I astral projected. It was on accident. I couldn't repeat it even if I wanted to, because it was on accident. Thank you for sharing it, Scorpio Star. So I was trying to learn how to astral project. I've seen all these YouTube videos. So this was before TikTok was a thing. And I just could not get it down. I could not get it down. Oh, thank you for the follow. And Andrea, thank you for the follow. I just couldn't get it down. So there's no ways written in Christianity to astral project. If anything, it's frowned upon to try that kind of stuff. So what did I do? I asked all of my pagan friends how they did it. Those who practice the craft, generally speaking. And they told me a way, but I don't remember it because it didn't work. So hold on real quick. Agent Lavender, I see you. Let me just finish the story. But yeah, it just didn't work. So I remember I was just feeling. I remember just being up one night trying again, and I'm like, you know what? This isn't going anywhere. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. I need to get up for work early in the morning. So, put my head down and close my eyes. Just a few moments later, I felt myself leave my body. And I was very conscious, and I was floating. And it was like, it was exciting for me. Like, oh my God, this is really happening. This is really happening. Like, I knew what was happening and I was excited for it. And I didn't make it far at all. I only made it to my bedroom's door. And I opened my eyes. I see the door in front of me, and suddenly a giant shadow hand just grabbed me and threw me right back in my body. I remember seeing myself from a third person point of view, just twitching. And finally I'm fully merged with my body, and I look to the left. I didn't have a TV in my room. On the left, there was a classic old school box TV in my room, playing static, just static. On the right of it was a shadow figure in a suit, just looking at me. Not in a menacing, intimidating, aggressive manner, just, you are so lucky I was here. You are not ready for out there. Then shortly after, I was back, and wow, oh my God, that was amazing. Yeah, no, me too, Agent Lavender. And I tried to repeat the experience, but I never could. That was my first encounter with a shadow person, and funny enough, it was a positive one. And yeah. All right, Agent Lavender, you are next. Hey there.
Hi.
Quick question. Have you been here before?
No, this is my first time. I was drawn in by your spooky season invitation.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I have a couple of questions. Are you okay with this being on YouTube? If not, I could totally edit this out if you want me to.
Sure, I've got a great story, man. We lived in a haunted house in my teens. It was crazy.
Cool. Now, second question. I know you're over 18, but I still need to ask it if you're new here. How old are you?
I will be 50 this year. Ugh.
Thank you for complying. I appreciate you. Now, the only rules are try not to cuss like FDFF. It's okay to say fuck here and there. And
All right.
try not to... it's okay to have religion in your story, but not to a point to where it's preachy. That being
Oh,
said,
yeah, no worries there.
it's all you. Thank you for being here.
This is the spooky season.
Yes, it is!
Okay, so we lived in a haunted house in my teens. I mentioned that. My mom married a gentleman whose wife had passed.
Uh-huh.
And I think his kids and everything, they just weren't over it. They were using Ouija boards to contact her, and whatnot. So then my mom comes along and our family comes along and we move into this house and it was just so haunted. So many things were occurring. But my favorite thing that happened, the thing that spooked me the most to this day, my mom came home from work, and in our house we park in the backyard, and you walk past the living room, which had a big open sliding glass door. And so she walks by the sliding glass door and looks in and sees my brother sitting on the couch and waves at him, and he waves back, and she keeps walking down a little further into her bedroom door, gets dressed, comes back out, and as she's walking toward the kitchen, my brother walks in the front door, and he just comes home, and she's like, "What's going on here? Weren't you just in the living room? How'd you get outside?" And just confused. She had seen my brother and waved at him, but my brother was just coming home from work right there. He was not home. So I don't know if you believe in doppelganger situations, but that house was so haunted. We had straight up doppelganger activity going on. So yeah, he waved back at her, and it was my brother. She fully saw him.
That sounds like a minute.
You know, her son waving at her son, and then he wasn't even home.
Yeah.
So who was she waving at if he wasn't even home?
That sounds like a minute.
In the time it took her to get dressed and come out, he came home. And she was like, "What's going on here? How are you just getting home? I just saw you and waved at you." Yeah, our family still trips out on it. It's just so freaky. We had peanuts float out of a cupboard and float in midair and then just drop and scatter. It's just weird stuff like that. And that house actually did catch fire. We had to move out of it and have it be rebuilt. It was just wild. So yeah, spooky season, I had to contribute my story because that one's so fun.
Appreciate it.
So scary.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that sounds like a doppelganger.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they're like that. I'm not sure why their behavior is like that. We'll only know.
What's really weird is my brother's the only one that never had a paranormal experience there.
Wow.
Like we all had, but yet he's the one they took the form of.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Very weird. It's like he was never got to see or have an experience, but yet when they tried to scare us, they'd use him.
It's funny. For sure. Well,
Yeah, there was one night, the lights in the room, we had a room with lights that went all around each corner, and each light in the room went off one at a time all around the room.
Oh, wow.
One after another. And like I said, I know my steps were doing a lot of occult activity, trying to contact their mama there. It's really sad. I mean, that breaks my heart when I think about it. I don't know if they'll see your video and that'll upset them. But yeah, I think that might have been what drew the spirits into that place and caused all that hardship. So
Sure.
anyway, thanks for letting me share. That was fun.
Of course, you're always welcome here. If you have more stories, feel free to jump on as a guest anytime. You're always welcome here, okay?
I'm Christian, but I love ghost stories, man. Once you're a believer, you're always a believer. You can't go back to seeing what you've seen, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Well, have fun. Happy Halloween
Happy
early.
Halloween early. Yep. Take care, Lavender.
Bye.
All right. Hey, Linda. Good to see you. It's already been a great live already. Yeah, good story. Good story. All right, yeah. If any of you have a story you'd like to tell, click the guest button down below. Would love to have it. Love to have you tell it. Or if you have a story, hey Sean, good to see you. Finally, yes, I'm finally home. Kitty, yes, click the guest button down below. Would love to have you on. There's nobody in the queue right now, so this is your chance. Well, thank you for the repost, Sean. I appreciate it. Kitty, do you need me to invite you or just... Yeah, let me know. Yes, okay. Kitty, there you are. Just sent you an invitation to be a guest. We're at 55 viewers. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. Kitty, thank you for being here.
Hello.
How old are you?
I'm actually gonna be 31 in a couple months.
That's cool.
I just
Welcome
right.
welcome to the 30 club. But yes, that and what else? Oh yeah, are you okay with this with your story being on YouTube?
Oh yeah, of course.
Perfect. All right. Have you heard the rules already? Do I need to tell you them?
No, I just popped in here,
Okay.
but I assume no swearing. Normal TikTok live rules.
Yeah, you get that, and try not to get too. It's okay to have religion in your story, but not to a point to where it's preachy.
Oh no, it's not a super long story, and it's not like religious based or anything. It's more like UFO slash what the
Ooh.
heck was that sort
Ooh,
of
I
thing.
love that. Go.
So, me and my longtime friend, we have been friends since we were like 5, and we were about 8 or 9 years old at the time. And me and her still talk about this, and still like are like, what did we see?
Yeah.
But we woke up like in the dead of night, both at the same time, out of random, and both had a huge compulsion to look out the window. And we looked out the window onto the street, and on the sidewalk there was these round, fleshy, green things that weren't necessarily touching the ground. They didn't have any like features. They just like looked like fleshy balls. There was one roll, one row going up the sidewalk and one going down.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember us watching for a while, looking at each other, and then all of a sudden, we both wake up in our beds the next morning.
Oh.
And at first I thought it was a dream. I was like, yeah, I had the weirdest dream. And she was like, no, I saw the same thing. And to this day, me and her still talk about it. We don't know what we saw. It was like... So, you know the texture of the aliens on Toy Story? That was like the texture of these orbs.
Okay.
And they kind of had like a green like glow about them.
Yeah.
It was... I don't know what it was. Like, both lines looked like infinite, you know? Like, factory lines. Like, one going up the sidewalk and one going down. And they were kind of, like, wobbling as they were, like, moving.
Yeah.
And there was no limbs, no eyes, no nothing. So I have no idea what it was or what those things were. But the whole experience was so weird.
No kidding. That sounds like a weird experience.
Yeah,
Oh.
like I said, it was a really short thing, but like to this day, I'm still completely baffled.
Yeah. no, for
I
sure.
haven't heard anyone else that has had the same experience except for my friend.
Mhm.
Like, I've looked online, I've posted on Reddit. No one has been able to say the same story, so...
No, for sure. Yeah. I've had a brief paranormal, UFO experience. But yeah, no, that's totally valid. Thank you for telling your story. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. This is first time I've come public and not, like, anonymous on, like, Reddit about it, so...
Well, for
It's,
sure.
like, Reddit's a good place to, like, talk about experiences and stuff. Because people aren't gonna, like, judge you or go back and, like, find your accounts and mess with you or anything, so...
Reddit's an interesting place.
Yeah.
Yeah, VR chat's basically the same thing, but live action in real time.
Yep.
But,
Alright, thank you for having me on.
of course, you're always welcome here, Kitty. Thank you for contributing to the live. You're the best. Thank you.
Of course. Alright, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Oh, thank you guys. It's been a great live. Oh, it's good to be back. Especially in... We're here. Went to Spirit Halloween. It's nice to come home and see Spirit Halloween was open. So, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm very, very much into Halloween season. Thank you, Sean. No, dude, it's so good to be back, dude. Like, while in Europe, I was just like, I'm glad we're here, but I'm like really missing doing my social media work, you know? So, but yeah, no, it's, I have 2 tracks too that, I'm working on right now. yeah, 2 people sent me some song tracks to throw vocals over, and I can't wait to get back into it. It's a real candle. Yep. Um, I only light this up when I narrate stories, just to give the story the respect it deserves. And I always blow it out at the very end of the story. And with you made it this far, and you look amazing. I'm proud of you. All right. And okay, we have a okay.
All right, you said a spooky, scary story.
Yep. I could tell by the vibe it was off. And that is a no, my friend. No. Ugh. Done this for way too long. Way too long. But yeah, no, it's a real candle. And the lighter's right here. So that's, and here is the microphone I'm talking to. I'm looking for true stories. I am. Believe in fake stuff. Well, you know what, dude? I guess you don't need to be here then, huh? Boom. And yeah. There we go. So, but yeah, no, I'm looking for true stories. Appreciate TJ Deposits. Good to see you. That being said, you did. Yeah, you can tell by the vibe, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know the Happy Church people. I know. Last month, it's not very long, but give me just. Yeah, Blessed Warrior. By all means, be a guest. Would love to hear it. It's okay to be Christian. It's okay to be Christian and tell your story, as long as it's not preachy. That's it. So, reason why I say that, because others that are in the live, including myself, we all follow different spiritual paths. So, I've had people come on and start preaching like crazy, and I'm like, hey, and being respectful, of course, like, this is starting to get off topic a bit. So, so Blessed Warrior, don't use a mic. Do not use a mic for a TikTok live, unless it's for the host. Actually, the host using the microphone, it's not good for a guest to go on, because they get there's a lot of feedback that comes from the mic, and it echoes your voice, and TikTok just does that. I don't know why. So yeah, TVs as a scrying tool. Oh, for sure, Brad. Hey, Brad Smith, good to see you again, dude. Yeah. But yeah, don't use a mic. Just come on and use your phone speaker. Yeah, it'll just use the speaker you use for talking on the phone, like, generally. So. Since people stop using. Yeah, no, it's just always been like that. It's weird, but yeah. But yeah, come on, and I would love to have you. Yeah. Man, we're at 61 viewers. Thanks, guys. It's probably because it is spooky season now. So, but yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for being here. These old Tartarian buildings are beautiful. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, Europe's just a different world, and the energy is still there. Blessed Warrior, you are up.
Hey, what's going on?
Thank you for being here. How old are you?
25.
Perfect. Try not to cuss like FDFF. It's okay to swear here and there.
Oh no, there's no cussing in this story.
Cool.
So,
It's all you.
this happened. My friend came down to visit me. It was our first time having him in my state.
Yeah.
We have a lot of cryptids and, horror down here. And we were driving back. Are you aware of the Greenbrier Resort in West Virginia?
I've heard of it.
we were driving back from there, and we were talking about scary stories and stuff. And sorry, my girlfriend just looked at me because it scared her. Well, we were driving back, and it's late at night, and we were talking about stories, and I saw this shadowy figure run out in front of our headlights. She didn't see it, but me and my buddy saw it, and we both described it exactly the same, and after that, we kind of like it went real quiet, like how like when wildlife quiets down when there's a predator or something.
Yeah.
It went really quiet, and then in the distance, we hear this faint like whistle.
You told me that you whistled.
And it was just the most terrifying thing, because I believe in the lore of, if you hear a whistle in the dark, to get out of Dodge, get out of there, because something's following you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's short, sweet, to the point. We saw this shadowy figure crawl across the road, heard a whistle, and we were just spooked.
I'm curious. Is this the East Coast?
Yes,
Is it the Appalachian territory?
it is.
Yeah, no, that sounds straight out. That has Appalachian written all over.
Ironically, we were on the haunted back roads where the abandoned coal mines are.
Wow. No, I hear the same thing. You're whistling. No, the hell you didn't. I hear that. I hear that all the time on my live. Yeah. So, I appreciate you telling that story.
It's no problem. I got many more, but I'm not going to hold up your box.
Let's see. Hold on, real quick. I have another guest in the queue, but you're more than welcome to queue up again if you'd like. It's just one person.
All right, I'll think of one of the really good ones.
All right. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Tommy Knockers. I never heard of. No characters. They do, Goku. They do. I've met some, and yeah. Well, anyway, if you guys have a story you'd like to tell, the queue is empty. Once again, I do ghost story narration, so if you have a story you'd like me to narrate, just DM it to me, and I will make a TikTok video about it. I will upload it to Instagram, add you as a collaborator if you'd like, and I will upload it to YouTube. So, but yeah, the queue is empty if anyone wants to be a guest. Oh, don't we all? Don't we all? You guys want to hear one of mine again? Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. Us gothy chicks like to try corrupting good Christian boy tops. Sometimes I have in total I have three like wow that happens, wow kind of incidents, and a couple that are just like glitch in the matrix kind of stuff. But yeah, let's see. I don't know if this counts, but I had a dream paired with weird. Yeah, no, that counts, Kitty. Yeah, absolutely. When I worked at a hospital, if you want to hear it. Yeah, of course, Blessed Warrior, of course. Yeah, I have other experiences too. There's only I think one more crazy experience, but that I have. But yeah, I can tell you about my glitch in the matrix episodes. So some of them were indeed sleep paralysis, but if you ask me as someone who's spiritual, I do believe sleep paralysis is directly connected to the spirit realm, and yeah. Because even to this day, still we can't really understand. Science hasn't really been able to understand sleep fully yet. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw a ghost truck on. For sure, Colin. Yeah, Prowler that broken. Yeah, guys, queue up. I would love to have you guys come on. There's no one in the queue right now, so this is your time to jump on. Yeah, no, it can, Goku. It can. Many experiences. Every woman in my family has some sort of gift. For sure, TJ. Yeah. Kitty, welcome back.
Hello again.
Hey, welcome back.
So basically, like I was dead sober when I went to sleep. And I was dreaming that I was in the perspective of this little girl who was working in an orchard, like in this big farm that had an orchard and some woods.
Yeah.
And my mother told me to go pick some apples or some fruit that was deeper in the orchard, like that kind of bled into the woods a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran back there, and I look up, and there's this big deformed man, and he's looking down at me, and then saying,
Thank you, Bird.
I've seen it all. I have everything. I've seen it all. And then my perspective pulls out of that, and I'm overlooking the woods, and I hear a scream. And then my perspective goes back in to the perspective of a female detective
Uh-huh.
after the little girl's body had been found, like, torn to shreds. And, like, they couldn't find anyone. And she is doing, or she/I, is doing one more walk around, walks into the same spot, and is looking around, and she hears something from behind her, and she pulls her gun, turns around,
Mm-hmm.
and the man is standing there and starts saying, I have seen it all. I have the power. I have seen it all. I have the power. And then I force myself to wake up, and I start feeling my body. I was sleeping on the lower part of a bunk bed. I start feeling my body, like, raising up really, really fast towards the top of the bunk bed, like something was going to start, like, ramming me into the
Yeah.
top of it. And I was like, I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. And then my friend's cat ended up jumping on top of me. Big, fat, orange tabby, doesn't care about anything or anyone.
Yeah.
Comes sprinting in the room and jumps on top of me and snaps me out of it.
Oh, wow.
Like, I've
Yeah.
never ever had a dream like sleep paralysis like that before. It was, whew.
Yeah.
I think I was like 17, 16, 17 at the time.
Yeah.
I was still pretty young, but I was like still in the skeptic age.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then I also have another one,
Go for
if
it.
that's okay.
Go for it. Yeah.
If there's no one.
There's no
When
limit.
I
There's no
was-
time limit on the stories. Just letting you know. There's no
Okay.
time limit.
Short one. I was 12 or 13, and I was reading a book about animals sitting by my fireplace,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt, I don't know exactly how to 100% describe the feeling, but like my body was a pair of like footy pajamas or something.
Yeah.
Like something just, and like I felt like my fingers and arms moving, like they were trying on my body as a suit, so to speak. And I remember like hearing in my head, like, I have you. And I was like, what the heck was going on? Like, I've always been a very staunch atheist, right?
Yeah.
So it was very like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And I remember like pushing and mentally like pushing and pulling to where it felt like hours. And I finally won. And when I checked the time, it had been like 5 minutes. I was, that made me very like open-minded
since having that experience, because I don't know how else to describe that besides body thievery.
Yeah.
All right, that was the last one.
No, for sure. Thanks again. I love your stories. But yeah,
Thank you.
for sure, Kitty. Once again, another thing too. If you want me to narrate one of those stories, just DM it to me.
Yeah, I will.
I don't charge. Okay.
Okay,
Take care.
thank you.
Of course. All right. TJ, I see you. Got one before comes on. Scorpio Star, go ahead and guest up. There's someone already in line, but yeah, go ahead and guest up though. Hey, TJ.
Hey, on a more serious note, like I said in my messages, every woman in my family has a gift. Me and my daughter are Heyoka empaths,
Uh-huh.
and we soak up everything around us. So back to the house that was next to the train tracks. I had moved into a house that was built in the 1800s when the train tracks were to house the people that worked for the railroad.
Yeah.
And there was many years where we had seen a lot. It turned my mom from a skeptic to a believer.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't really come into her seeing aura stuff until she was older, but me and my daughter, we both see and sense all sorts of things. And well, that house, that was very old. I mean, I can put pictures up on my profile page too.
Mm-hmm.
I have and it was creepy to say the least. We would see like people dressed in that era, like they would work for the railroad, like the white shirt and the overalls and the pants.
Mm-hmm.
We would see them at least once a week.
Wow.
And eventually it got so bad that we had to move. And I mean, it must have freaked my dad out really bad, because I was in 10th grade at the time. I came home from school, and my dad goes, "Pack your stuff. We're literally moving right now." And before 10 o'clock that night, we were out of there completely.
Wild
It freaked my dad out so bad. Yeah. And I've had many life experiences, being able to sense and see things. I can go places, and I have a friend that has a very haunted house, and I be there without feeling it weigh on me so heavy. And my service dog, she's a little pug. And that friend, I'm not strong enough to smudge his property with the energy that it needs to get it out of there.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't have my, tumors in my body growing, I would be stronger, but I can't smudge the place, and it gets so bad that he comes over to my place a couple times a week just to get away from it.
For sure. Wow.
It's creepy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So on a more serious note, but thank you for letting me enjoy and tell you another experience I've had, one of many in my life.
TJ, may I ask you this question? There's no right or wrong answer to this. I just want to see your perspective. You say you're an empath, right? I asked this because I feel like I might be one. I tend.
Like you soak up energies everywhere you go, even if you don't know people, or people can randomly walk up to you.
Like a vibe too. Like I said in the past, my past lives, my past TikTok lives, excuse me. I don't see or hear anything, but like sometimes I just get this overwhelming feeling that
Sad could also be like a surrogate for feelings as well. That's another part of being an empath. You can soak up feelings of people you don't even know, even if you're not. It's quite the gift. I mean, I'm still coming into it myself. I'm just having all that more than awakening than before. I mean, I try to stay in tune with that. Try not to be too off tune with it, but I'm a smudger. I've done a lot of smudgings for people's houses and properties and stuff like that before over my time. And there isn't one that I haven't fixed, and I feel bad that I cannot help my friend because I'm not strong enough.
Oh,
And
for
it
sure.
sucks. If I was strong enough, man, to do smudgings, I'd go with my Native American rituals because that's what I'm mostly is Native American. And I do, you cannot have anything that is on its womanly issues every month. You cannot have people like that around. You cannot have Christians around. Nobody that believes in Jesus.
Yeah.
In order for smudgings to work, you have to have 2 ringtail pheasant, rooster pheasant feathers. You got to have this certain smudge kit that has to be made by another native, and you know, you got to do it very carefully. You start in every corner of the room, and you sweep it outside. And yeah, so that's, I guess, my story. Even more adventures and experiences I've been through.
No, for sure. I
and
appreciate that.
you could just be slowly coming into it. It can take time before you really hone in your skills. It's usually around the age of between 39 and 43 that people will really have a good spiritual awakening if they haven't yet. So you can easily just be easing into it. And guess what? If you're never told not to believe in ghosts when you're growing up, it keeps your mind more open. When you're told not to believe in ghosts and all sorts of things, your mind gets closed off, therefore your mind's not as open.
Yeah. No, for sure. But yeah, no. Thank you for explaining that, because like I've been able to feel things like forever already, you know, and I never thought it fell under like.
And sometimes you can also be a messenger if people that have had people pass away, you don't even know them in public, and you just got an overwhelming urge to tell someone something that you don't even know.
Yeah.
That could be their love reaching out through you.
No, for sure. Because I like back.
And I didn't even know it. Like, I went to go meet someone for lunch one day. I didn't even know the guy. And I was at a really nice fancy restaurant, and I just looked at him. I'm like, it's not your fault. Your brother said it's not your fault. And he just busts out crying. The ladies next to us dropped their forks, and I didn't know the guy one bit. And it was completely just based on feelings. And I had the overwhelming urge to tell him. And it'll bug me until I tell somebody sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it can heal. I mean, that's all part of the process, I guess. I mean, you know. But, yeah, I mean, always keep your mind open. Don't believe there isn't just one thing out there. Keep your mind open to experiences, and you will hone in on your gift more. I can tell you're an empath. You just got to find your way more. And you'll ease into it before you know it.
For sure, yeah. Just one, like, I remember back when I was working in college, I remember like feeling things that I knew weren't mine, you know. I'm like, this is weird. And, you know, I tried talking to other people about it. They're like, oh, it sounds demonic. I'm like, what? No. You know? But, you know, how people are quick to jump on the demonic train, you know? So I'm like, oh, Jesus, here we go. So
it's not just demonic. It could just be that you're an empath. You soak up all the energies of people around you to make them feel better, and it becomes you until you release it.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's about it, being an empath. You don't even have to know people. You go out in public, and it freaking drains you. It drains you. And that's you soaking up everybody's energy. And if your friend or whoever you're around or anybody you interact with feels better than when you first encountered them, you know you've done your job.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Well, I'm off like a proud dress. Thank you so much for having me on again. I didn't talk about happy church people. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Take care, TJ.
Bye-bye.
All right. 100%, Kitty. I agree with that. Hey, Cinnamon Randalls. You do Reiki, huh? Bonita? All right. Up next, we have Scorpio Star, then Blessed Warrior. This has been a very active live tonight, so Thank you for everybody.
Hello. But I just thought of another story. So
Hi, GCS.
when I was in Saratoga, I was working at the racetrack at night. I was a security guard, but I want to fast forward a little bit. So when I was a kid, so when we used to go to Saratoga, for some reason, my dad would take me and his friends' kids every night at 6:00 because he was, partaking in adult beverages back then. So he wasn't going to drive the car with us, you don't do that. So he'd take us to the park and stuff at night after dinner, but we would cut through the cemetery.
Yeah.
And there was always a girl, because they were like those old headstones, like from the 1800s. So there was always a young lady there, and she was dressed all in black, and she was in Victorian clothing, but we didn't think anything of it. We're kids, and my dad was just like in his own little world. We all seen it. She was there every night at the same time. So now fast forward to when I was working at the track. So I was working 12 to 8, midnight to 8 in the morning, and nobody knew this story. I didn't tell nobody or nothing, about this lady we used to see when I was a kid. So I used to go to the rec hall because I was working at a gate, and I would go into the rec hall to go to the bathroom, and first of all, I would always hear a little boy screaming, and I didn't realize a little boy drowned in the pool in the back.
Oh.
Like, I told my dad, and I said, Dad, I always hear this little boy, and he's like, you remember the pool? You used to go there when you were a kid. They closed it down because a boy drowned it. I was like, oh, that makes sense. So then I was went to the bathroom, and then I was going back to the gate or whatever, and there was another guy there because I was giving him his break. It was like 3:00 in the morning. He's like, did you see the girl? I'm like, what girl? What are you talking about? He's like, there was a girl. She was crying, and she was all dressed in black, and she had like Victorian style clothes on. And I didn't want to touch her because it's like, I'm a guy and I don't know what was wrong. He's like, she was crying. And I said, go over there, wait for her. She'll be right out, because she needed help or whatever. He's like, I thought she was, partaking in some adult beverages or something.
Yeah.
And I told her to go wait for you. And I watched her. And I turned my head and I thought maybe, when you came out, you saw her. I'm like, no, what the heck? But then it made me think about the lady we used to see in the cemetery when I was a kid. So I don't know what that was. I don't know what it was about. But that place, man, is so haunted. Everybody could go look up Saratoga Springs. That place is insane. Another medium told me one time it's definitely a vortex, like an evil vortex on top of it.
Yeah.
If you ever come to New York, because I know you want to go to Sleepy Hollow, definitely go check out Saratoga Springs. You won't be disappointed if you're looking for paranormal activity.
No, for sure. They're always
All
welcome
right.
here.
Thank you for letting me be here again. That's it. Thank you.
There we go. Hey, Angel. I'll have to join in a bit. If you get a random follow, it's me making a new... Oh, for sure, Angel. Herd of horses freaking out and unaliving over there. It's interesting. Blessed Warrior, you are up. Oh. Hey!
Alright, so I've got a couple stories. They all take place in the same place in the hospital I used to work in. Some of them were stories that I was told. A few I witnessed. So I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up, because in the order I'm going to have it from floor based. So the first story I was told from one of my bosses who had worked there for years. He had a lady that worked for him. She did everything. For discrepancy, we're going to call her Betsy.
Yeah.
So apparently she had passed away in that hospital. She worked there. She was sick. She refused to quit working. And a few nights go by, and it's a really bad storm. Everybody's supposed to stay in. They mandated people to stay and work. And he said he was cleaning up, and he saw her walking around the stock area. And for discrepancy, once again, I'm going to call him David. She goes, "Hey, David, I'm about to leave." And then he looks and turns the corner, and she's just gone. And he said that happened a few more times where he saw her and he physically saw stuff getting stopped. Bowls, spatulas, stuff like that. And he like stuff was physically getting stocked, but nobody was stocking. Everybody was asleep at the time. And he freaked out and he said, I can't do this right now. I'm going home.
Yeah, of course.
And then the second one was me. So I was a cook and I was working late night, and this was about, I want to say, 2-3 months after I met my old lady. You know,
Yeah.
she comes from a Wiccan background. My mother, my sister, they all come from Wiccan backgrounds. That's how we figured we clicked together.
Yeah.
But you know, I was having a rough night as it was. Like I had a heavy feeling on my shoulders, and I kept like seeing these images in my head of somebody staring at me through the old incinerator room where they, you know, take the bodies and burn them. And I go to take out the trash, and a door that has been broken for a year and a half slams behind me. Like out of nowhere, the springs just give way and it shuts behind me. And I think nothing of it. You know,
Yeah.
it's actually been in the newspaper for in West Virginia. So I'm walking. See,
Warrior, real quick. Can you?
he's not supposed to be down here.
Oh, Warrior, real quick. Can you hear me?
What's up?
Okay, so for some reason, you're cutting in
Yeah, I can hear you.
and out. And I'm gonna need you to go about 10 seconds back.
Can you hear me good now?
I can hear you good, yes. Try to go 10 seconds back and
Okay.
fill in the rest of that space. Yeah. If I couldn't catch any of that.
Okay, so you heard, I'm assuming, all the way up to me walking down the hallway, and I see a figure of a man.
Yes.
He's wrapped in bindings. He looks like he's burned, and it's horrible. And he's hunched over. I'm putting in more detail that I didn't put in since I went back, so I was like, might as well have the detail.
For sure, dude, for sure.
But I get to where the mortuary is, and I see him standing there in the door frame. Lights are off, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm seeing stuff. It's been a long night. I just worked 14 hours. And I come back from taking out the trash. Meanwhile, the entire time, lights are flickering. Crap you not. And I get out, I take the trash out, I come back, and he's laying on the table. And when I do a double take, because I think I'm seeing things, he's gone.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So I go and I tell my boss and I tell my girlfriend, I'm like, I don't know what I just saw, but I don't think I want to do late nights anymore.
Can't blame them. Thank you, Brittany.
And then further up we go, 2 floors up. We're going into the heart floor where they deal with patients with heart health and all that. Apparently, stories have been told that there was a little girl who unalived from a heart attack. She apparently goes around and messes with the nurses' stuff, and they'll see little toys and stuff go missing. And they say when you look on the cameras, you can see the curtains of the rooms opening and shutting in the area where it's shut off, leading into the floor below it that I skipped. So there's an elevator you're not allowed to use because it leads to, they say, bad juju. It's 3T, which is 3 trauma.
Oh, okay.
Completely shut that floor down because it was nothing but bad vibes. Nurses getting scratches, people going into elevators and seeing like big figures running at them in the hallways. And you would think I'm making this up, but like I said, these are stories I was told.
Yeah.
And then one, which was ironic, and it gave me the chills when somebody told me this story. You remember the man that I saw? Apparently he lurks in that hallway, and he tries to lead you to his old room. And if you go in, the lights turn on, There's no power on that side of the hospital. You go in, the lights turn on. They had a nurse quit because it came on. All the monitors came on because they didn't touch anything, and the door shut behind her. And she was stuck in there for 2-3 hours, and everybody witnessed. You know, the firefighters that came to open it up saw that there was power in that room only. But, and this is where it gets crazy, they found a note of where the man had claimed that he was not receiving proper treatment. And he left that, and after that, no one apparently saw him again. So I'm assuming now he's haunting the basement.
Wow. Wow.
I think that's about it.
Wow, for sure, man. Wow. I've heard something similar to that in the UK too. It was gosh, dude, where like officials were like, no, we can't do anything about this. You know, it's beyond.
Yeah.
You know, it does happen from time to time, but yeah. There was a case in the UK where that happened, and right in front of the authorities, like the chair was like moving towards them, and they're like, okay, yeah, no, we can't help you. You know. Yeah, I forgot what the place
Ironically,
was
you
called,
would
but
think
yeah.
we had a crazy house in the hospital. You would think that would be haunted, but the worst thing that happened there was, as you said with the UK story, a chair moved, but it moved like half an inch.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know how I can help you. Nah, for sure, man. Well, thank you for being here, dude. I appreciate you.
Oh, it's no problem. What I followed you. What I can do is I will go through and make memory of all my stuff and send it to you. You could just narrate it. I could give you an entire book of things and lore and stuff.
Absolutely, I'll do a compilation video. Yeah. Check out my my pin videos. One of them is a sample of how I do it. If it's to your liking, by all means, just send them to me. If it's not, no worries. I'm just glad that you came on the live, dude, and I appreciate you. Thank you, Alex.
Oh no, I'm 100% trying to get these stories out here because some you know the stories of West Virginia. You've obviously heard of all the cryptids and the Allegheny Asylum and all that. Well, there's stories that people don't know of because the locals don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get those out there.
No, for sure, dude. I appreciate it. Well, thank you, Warrior. I appreciate you.
You as well.
Take care.
You stay safe, my friend.
You too. And Warrior, another thing, I just followed you back. Alex, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Follow Alex, everybody. He's a phenomenal bass player, phenomenal guitar player, and a great vocalist. Follow him, follow him, follow him. If you don't, then I'll be casting black magic against you. Why do human beings gotta be like this? But we're at 91 viewers, 93 viewers now. That is so awesome. If you like what you see here, tap that screen, send those likes to me, and send me a follow. If you also share the live if you guys like. I appreciate everyone that's here. The only bad thing that comes with a lot of viewership is trolls are inevitable, and that's just human nature. And I could say so many more things, but yeah, I'll leave it at that. In college, I lived in LI, for sure. Appreciate it, Alex. Yeah, the queue is empty, guys. If you guys have another story you'd like to tell, click the guest button down below. Would love to have you. For sure, yeah. Be a guest, yeah. We have 28 minutes left of the, 22 minutes left of the live. So, yeah. Germany was great, dude. Germany was great. I don't know, Goku, I don't know. I believe there's something that happens after this, of course, but You know, if it is just blackness, um, I think the good thing to take out of that is just live a damn good life. Just live a good life and live without regrets the best you can. That is all I can say right there. Did any churches in Europe ring bells when you were? Oh yeah, it was a staple really over there. Happened in Prague, happened in Cologne, happened in Berlin, even happened in Hildesheim, where all the places we've been to. Yeah, no, bells ringing is just a thing over there. So, Warrior, just go and just type it out to me on TikTok or Instagram, just to make it easier and more streamlined. Doesn't have to be fancy or anything. Just type it out as you normally would. If you want to separate the stories, just space them out, like with the return button or enter button. That way that they're separated. But yeah, just keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Just type it out to me. Yeah, the architecture was great. Being in Berlin felt like being in a cleaner LA, to be honest. Yeah, for sure, Warrior, absolutely. And it's because we can see the death, I heard. Yeah, I heard the same thing, Goku, yeah. I think there's a lot more than meets the eye, really. If you put on one lens, it's not gonna be well for one. But yeah, no, the architecture was great though, dude. It was great. The cathedrals were the best. Hi, EVP. Good to see you. It's the witching hour. Over here, it's only 8:41 p.m. But yeah, the cathedrals were amazing. Something out of a fantasy. The UK was still my favorite. It was still my favorite from last year. Yeah. For sure, Angel. But yeah. People were nice. People were great. They were helpful. I fell in love with Turkish food over there. Funny enough. But yeah, no, it was a good time. It was great. Glad to be back home. Not happy with the treatments that, as U.S. citizens, I'm not happy with the treatment we got when we were entering through customs again over here. I'm like, I'm an American and I'm a veteran, and you're treating us like this? What the hell, dude? You know, it felt like we were treated like just very aggressive. Very aggressive. Yeah, I didn't like it, and put me on edge a bit. So, not gonna lie. I even have videos of. Oh yeah, no, for sure, dude. Talk about higher level beings that do that or real. Yeah, no, absolutely, Goku. Yeah, there's a lot, dude. It keeps going. It's an endless rabbit hole. Thank you for the support, Bonita. You know, I know this is hella off topic right here, but as a veteran, some of those based on true events war stories, just like they get to us, at least to me. The first Rambo movie, I know it's Rambo, but the first one just hits hard. It used to make me cry when I was in college. Yeah. I wasn't in the Army, I was in the Navy. Yeah, I told about 2 experiences that I had in the Navy earlier in the live. You want me to tell one of them again? I don't mind. Kitty, hold on real quick. Boom. There we go. Sent you a follow, Kitty. If you ever want me to share, like whenever I start the live, send it to you. Just let me know. Okay, yeah. So this is I said this story earlier in the live, but this is by far the most visceral experience I have ever had, spiritually speaking. So just for premise, it it is during that time of year. Tell them about how you almost fainted when you saw. Stop it, Alex. Um, this was during the time of the year where people are visiting their families. So it's leaving a skeleton crew on the ship until they get back, and the other half can go visit their families too. Um, it was my duty day. I was for every job in the Navy that's on a ship. They all have to help the cooks out some part of their junior sailor career, and it was my turn to help the cooks out. So during this time, it's my duty day. It's my duty day, and it's my turn to. I'm helping the cooks out in the officer ward. I got lucky enough to be picked to help out in there rather than the enlisted kitchen. There's only a handful of officers compared to the amount of enlisted on board. So, I relieved the guy that was on duty the night before. He gives me the master key card to every officer room on the ship, and he goes, "Have fun, bro," you know. So he gives me the key card, and there's no Marines on board. There's no Marine officers on board. And I have the whole officer ward to myself. I go into the Marine executive officer's bedroom. And, oh, thank you, Jeff. And hey, Jeff, I relax. I just relax. I lay in that bed and I am relaxing. It is a hotel room compared to what us enlisted slept in. So early in the morning, I'm gonna try to get some more sleep. Keep in mind, I'm the only one that should be in the officer ward. No problem, Alicia. I start hearing what sounds like chatter in the hallways. There should be nobody there. And it sounds like two people going over plans, you know? So I'm like, oh, okay. I figure just put on my gear and tell them, hey, you can't be here, you know? So, for sure, Alex, take care. So I put my gear on and I start roaming the hallways to try to find these people, and there was nobody there. Cool, they probably just left, no big deal. I go back to the bedroom and take off my gear and just relax again. I start hearing that same chatter, but this time it's in the room right next to me, which is the Marine commanding officer's bedroom. So, just for perspective, commanding officer of any base in the military, person right below the president that's in the military, the president. If I get in trouble by this guy face to face, my career's over. So, yeah, I'm a bit sweating bullets here, you know? So I open the door, and as I open it, it is pitch black. There's nobody there. All right. Okay. This is weird. Freaky. So I go back to the bedroom, and I figure, you know what? It's probably coming from below decks, and this is traveling to the vents. That makes sense. So I lay my head down, and I'm not clairvoyant. I'm not clairaudient. On the right side of my ear, I hear these words clear as day. 2 little girls. If you ever seen The Ring or The Grudge, what I saw next, at the foot of the bed, there were 2 twin girls little girls that that resembled Samara from The Ring. Twins. The twins had messy, unkept hair in front of their faces. They both had unalived, grayish, blue, cracked skin. And they were both wearing maroon colored dresses. They're at the foot of the bed. They just appeared out of nowhere. I blinked. Now they're chest level to me. Both at the same time. Started choking me. I am beyond afraid. And I barely muster up enough energy just to yell out, "Leave me alone." The next moment, they were gone. I'm sweating bullets and I am hyperventilating. And try to make sense out of this. Alright. It was just a dream. No big deal. I put my head back down to try to relax again. Not even a second later, that same voice from earlier said my name. I put my gear back on and I left, and I never went back to that room. That is the only time where I've been awake and have had something happen in front of me and saw it. I have other stories that happened during some sort of astral projection experience. I've only had about 2 experiences. But that was by far the most traumatic one I've ever had. Really. So, yeah. There's definitely something on the other side. Actually not something. There are a lot of things on the other side that some people are not ready to understand, to know. Like I said, if you just think it's just angels and demons out there, or if you're one of those people that believes in angels and demons and just ghosts, you're in for a surprise. It's way more than that. It is way more than that. Some prayers that would normally work against them will not work in Japan. It's a different beast, different play field, different ball game. Christian practice. I was Christian when this happened. Christian practices wouldn't do anything. It's like throwing unholy water against something, against a spirit. It's not going to do anything. Just for like comparison, metaphorically speaking. Those aren't necessarily good either. They're kind of tricky, like the Fae. No kidding. Yeah, Kitty. Yeah. Just because there's a certain breed, I don't know how to say it, a certain spiritual class, doesn't always make them nice. There's plenty of terrible stories of angels messing with humans. Yeah, that's even in the Bible too, funny enough. But not to discriminate, but yeah, there's things stronger than angels, dude. There's things stronger than gods. Like I said, this keeps going back and back and keeps going and it just never stops. Just remember, there's always a bigger fish. Even to the Christian God, there's a bigger fish than him. Remember that. Yeah. Oh. Good question. That's a good question, Kitty. Yeah. As a pagan, I do believe in angels and demons as well. I do. But I think they all have... No, I know they all have their own personalities, though. Just because they're angels doesn't mean they're good. Just because they're demons doesn't mean they're bad. You know, they all have their own personalities. Usually, you gotta have a reason. They gotta have a reason to like mess with you or just really not like you. You know. Funny enough, I know a lot of angels don't like typical Christians. So, not to once again not to dog on any religion, but yeah. So, but yeah, we have 6 minutes left of the live, everybody. I trust Unseelie over Seelie. Yeah. We have 6 more minutes left of the live, everybody. We probably have time for one more story. That's about it. And if it were to go over the 6-minute mark, that's okay. But yeah, no, I appreciate everyone that was here. The max we hit was since coming back to doing TikTok lives in general. The max we hit was about 91 viewers, which is great. In the past, when I was doing these a lot more frequently before I left my band, before my band departure, it was at a point where I'm not trying to stroke or I'm not trying to flex my ego or anything, but we were at a point where we're at like 400 viewers like a night, which was great, but the band kept getting in the way, and my dismissal, funny enough, was kind of like a blessing in disguise, really. That's a whole topic for another day. But yeah. All right. Well, if we don't have any more people that want to tell a story, we'll I will close it out right here. Oh, Bird, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'll close it out right here. I always close with these 2 messages. The first message is, if you're going through a mental health crisis, contact the number 988. The reason why I say this is because when I first started doing TikTok lives back in like 2023, I had a follower that followed my Instagram. Thank you, Bonita. That followed my Instagram and everything. We were cool and everything, you know, chat on the live, all that stuff. It was like a hangout live at the time. And they called me and they were ready to do this to themselves. They were ready to unalive themselves. Never met them in real life, then you know. And she's still here with us, thankfully. You know, I was able to calm her down and all that stuff, but I had to tell her, look, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you trust me enough with this information right here, but I'm not a medical professional. I'm not meant to handle something like this. I'm not trained to handle something like this. People at 988, that's the National Self-Unalive Hotline. They're professionals. They're trained for this. I've contacted them during my dark moments, and they're the sweetest people you'll ever talk to. They're not there to diagnose you. It's not therapy. None of that. No, it's none of that. No. They're there to make sure you make it through the nights. They're there to hear you out. That's it. All right? They're not judging you. They don't know you. You're talking to a stranger. Remember that. Cool thing is, it doesn't have to be always extreme. It could just be just a bad day. Just a bad day. It's all it takes is one bad day, right? But it could just be just a bad day. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Someone gave you the bird on the way to work. Someone says something inappropriate to you. Got in an argument with your partner, best friend. Got yelled at by your boss. Just not having a good day. Call them. It's okay. We're only human. There are times in life where we're all the way up here and nothing bad could go on. It could happen, you know? And then out of nowhere, just... and it's just overwhelming. I've been there. I've been on that edge. And scars are there still, but I choose to make it. I choose to keep going. No, it really is, Mr. Gate. So, once again, guys, it's okay. It's okay to contact 988. It's okay to call somebody. It's okay. Sometimes our best friends, sometimes our families, Sometimes you just need to talk to someone that's doesn't know you. That's okay. Yeah, if you're going through a mental health crisis, guys, contact 988. Write that down if you have to. 988. Yeah, the National Self-Unalive Hotline. I can't say this full word because TikTok. My final message. Break the chains that bind you. Keep moving forward in life, even if it's just baby steps. Look at yourself in the mirror and be proud of how far you made it, and show yourself the love for it. You owe it to you to not let the thoughts win. Live with conviction, and remember, it can't rain all the time. Mr. Gate, thank you. Good night, everybody. I will be on tomorrow again, same time, 7 p.m. Pacific time to 9 p.m. Pacific time. And if it's a great live, I'll probably go on for a little bit longer. But thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not taking any more guests right now. It's the end of the live. If you have a story you'd like me to narrate, just DM it to me. I'll make a whole TikTok video about it. It'll be on Instagram and YouTube. This whole live will be on YouTube unless someone wanted their part cut out, which I respect and will honor, okay? Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow night.